Would you mind coming over here?
Well met. It'll be a lonely life, this honest.
There's comfort in a
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost. Hospitality in all Vernworth. Much obliged. This inspires naught. Misgivings. Peruse at your leisure.
'Twould seem we've all we need to hand.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
Follow me, if you would.
Welcome to Bjorn's Armory, and quality's what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, hope to see you again.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands. The Arisen is ever prudent in the application of coin.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off? Come back any time. Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares. Welcome to the Star. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour? Always a pleasure.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. I just thought 'tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here.
I've things to do, if you don't mind.
As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. 'Twould be a fine opportunity to display your Majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales that have seen significant trouble of late. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Burnworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. There
is no shortage of beasts that need culling and...
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim, you will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Disa's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you. Yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now. Though, I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
Pray, follow me.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Disa demanded Waldar amend the code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, this mission demands the utmost secrecy. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Over here, if you please. I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
Indeed. Tell is, there's been a shift in the chain of command. If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
Suppose I best earn my keep.
Take it easy today. I know they're acting up.
Wait for the new equipment to come.
Whoever's my replacement seems like boot up the arse.
My sword arm. All my days.
Such quiet.
Preparation. My utmost.
My watch finishes without incident. I only pray my watch
all my
finishes
days
without
are so
incident.
tranquil.
Dull days for us are a sign that all is my sword arm.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I'd simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape.
Sven, where have you been?
Forgive me. I thought a stroll might clear my head.
There are few places where I can let down my guard.
Falls on me to now, how best to proceed? No hurry now.
Get to work.
Let's take it easy today.
This isn't much to go on.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Disa's schemes run deep. To think, Disa's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Disa's focus, we may be able to gain here more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I'm able to offer, I bid you, take this.
What could the Queen Regent be plotting? That's odd. Phasus. Now there's a name to remember.
What am I to do? Hail, friend! I've an eye for people, and I'm in a bit of a quandary, you see. I'm to be gone for a week, with no one slated to mind the house in my stead. Fear not, I only ask your name to list as a tenant. You needn't bother yourself with the cleaning, and I don't expect you to stay cooped up in there, neither. I'd be much obliged if you'd simply consider my home a waypoint on your travels. Sound appealing? Then come on by and have a look-see. I've taken the liberty of marking the location on your map.
Would you mind coming over here?
You've come. Glad to see you, friend. So, what say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? Many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you. I'll stop by again in a week's time, but till then, farewell.
We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the elements, methinks. Let us make good use of it while we can. Right you are.
Hours seem to fly when I'm here. Greetings. You seek guidance, do you not? You need only make a worthy offering in exchange. 'Tis lovely to see you.
What should I do?
Alms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for... Many thanks. May fortune... Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May... Hold on a moment, Sir Arisen. Perchance you would be willing to aid me with another matter. You see, one of the children, Malcolm his name is, this building's very old. It might I impose on you to...
Let us begin by gathering information.
Is Malcolm all right? We were supposed to go exploring together. But I wish he'd woken me up. I was really looking forward to going down into those vaults.
Malcolm? All he's doing of late is picking through rubble. Don't know why he bothered.
Our results are awaited. What say we make our report?
Malcolm's been really into exploring of late. Just the other day, he was going around telling anyone who'd listen about how he was an ox hair away from making some big discovery.
Vaults, you say? Ah, but you mention rubble, aye? Then perhaps the lad found a way through. Come, I fear there's not a moment to lose. Pray, follow me, and quickly. I believe this is the place to which the children were referring. Look, there, a hole. Could he have passed through here? There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage ahead looks small, but we may be able to squeeze through. Let us make haste.
Danger might lurk anywhere. Wear every shadow. And mind the ceiling.
Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
Malcolm, thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe freely at last.
Sir Kendrick? You'll never believe what I've found. It's just up ahead. Books, sir. Books, books, and more books. It's like some sort of secret workshop.
Truly? Perhaps we ought to take a look.
We ought not lose sight of our guide. You have my support. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the element.
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing? And I found it. Me.
'Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of archive? Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. This collection must be worth a fortune. 'Tis a veritable treasure trove of wisdom. Might I ask that you not share the existence of this place with others, Sir Arisen? We cannot allow the knowledge accumulated here to be misused or mistreated. We ought to entrust its care to someone worthy, someone who can appreciate its true value. Pray tell me if you know of such an individual. As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place. 'Twill be our little secret. Understood?
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for your silence, you may come and go as you please. Let's investigate this place's secrets together, eh?
It near boggles the mind that so impressive an archive slumbered here. 'Tis surely any scholar's dream.
I quite agree. Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boats. Ah, yeah. Yes, that sounds familiar. We shall remain here.
Damn near enough with wastrels and coos.
All my days so tranquil. Everyone's as tired as I am.
Watch yourself.
Huh? Thanks, I suppose.
There's no easy thing. Making a living as a soldier.
have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with 3 options. Either the law of our world that allows only one Arisen has been upended, or Deesa's Arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are Arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be Arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true Arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be, Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests. And I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? Oh, to think such a place existed. How very curious. Guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
If you truly are Arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
Nothing doing.
Why, hello. Pray,
take this?
Wickedness has no hold upon a truthful mind.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
With the aid of Sir Kendrick and his helper in locating certain documents, I believe I finally grasped what a royal library that was in a bid to pass the throne. Alas, 'twould seem yet 'tis clear it serves. What can we learn from this? Fine timing, sir, fine timing indeed. I've need of my time in that tenebrous jail. I stare at the page. Alas, as I recall, prisoners, though as I hear it, should you happen to enter the what say you? Would you consider doing an old man a favor? I am in your debt. Pray, infiltrate the venue and find the storeroom. You are my only...
Magistrate Waldhar's spectacles must be somewhere within the masquerade hall in the palace. Shall we make for Vernworth Palace? Pawns aren't permitted entry to the palace, but I would see you to the entrance if I may.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap 'twould be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. He might have knowledge that could benefit you on your travels. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray.
That was certainly what...
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. While examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen for some time now, it seems she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of sweet crown flower. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the wood... This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude that these sums are passing into the hands of Arthur himself. Yet 'tis strange, for sweet crown flowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermont. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain, yet all the same, I would ask that your majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key to unraveling Disa's scheme and securing your enthronement. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds, but as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken, but mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, your majesty? Might I ask my thanks? Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, your majesty. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other.
I sense eyes upon us.
Wonder if there's any easy work to be had.
Something good will come up today. I just know it.
What? My, I'm trapped like a rat in a cage. This Arisen's both shrewd and fleet of foot. What? Can't you think of a reason? I'd thought you were keener wit than that. Let's just say there are some who don't want you wandering about as you please. I was to report on your comings and goings, you see. But I suppose that job's over. Now you found me out? So, how about it, friend? Will you let me go? I've no reason to trouble you any further. Understandable. Still, no harm in asking, was there? I shan't let them harm you.
You there! Halt!
Shit! We're in for it now.
With all likelihood, he is an agent dispatched from Batal. Pray, let us handle the rest. We will hear all he has to say before the week is out. I bid you, wait till then.
Yes, sir! We shall see how cold you are in ice. Do not protest.
good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the... All I've learned, The sun may have fallen, but the day is far from over. Shall we check our packs and be off?
Ready to forge on?
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
We have reached our destination.
We shall await you here, Master.
We have arrived.
I must ask you to comport yourself with the utmost civility while you are within the masquerade hall.
Very new face in sight.
Our first sovereign in decades.
So, tell me more of this ox
Last,
cart.
we will see the end of the age of
As I hear it,
Another fancy party hosted by the Arisen. I think he's feeling
It would seem our sovereign has
Posted in front of the passage yesterday, aye? Word reached my next time. Don't leave all in front
So
of the
the
door.
Queen Regent and her son. Fair weather rules, the both of them.
Beg your pardon. I'll be mindful of that from now on.
Wishes not to show his face.
Still, no doubt there are others who've no idea that's even a door.
You are right, Corpus. I shall hold my tongue.
This is a time of celebration. Once the sovereign is fighting fit and returns to us, the peace of our kingdom will be brought to shore. Have you heard? There's to be more restrictions on goods traded with Batar.
I've little enough gold to spend as 'tis.
You're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour all you like.
In here.
Open up!
You're dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playground? Hmm? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. As you can see, I run an establishment that caters to certain pleasures. You're welcome to come and play anytime, if you escape with your life, that is. Know, however, that our services do not come cheap.
If I find myself a patron.
A fine place to sit and gather one's life. Slow down. These bows
Greetings, Master. Is this where you've been all this while?
Do take care not to stray so far next time. Ah, I see you've found spectacles. Shall we deliver them to the rightful owner, Magistrate Waltar? I believe I can guide you to the person in question.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Over here, if you please.
Not my intent.
I'd sooner stay out of the battle, were it possible.
Now, how best to proceed?
I have a
And who, pray tell,
How best to proceed?
Naughty import ever happens here, anyhow. Those new recruits could barely lift their claws. Puts me in the mood for some decent sleep.
Point's no good if you work yourself to death.
I don't know what to do.
What's the point? The moral will be no
Why's my luck so rotten?
This is generally used as a material. I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Ah, you've returned. Oh, my spectacles. Well done, sir. With these, I shall have no need to fear any letters, be they small or faintly. I shall learn aught I can, that the day might come when I can repay this debt I owe you. Many, many thanks. Take this as a token of my gratitude.
That was certainly worthwhile.
A job well done.
Our efforts have been rewarded. It seems you have obtained information regarding the false sovereign. Captain Brandt will be eager to hear of it, I'm sure. We ought to bring word of this to Captain Brandt. Allow me to guide you, Master. I know the person you're looking for.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Really scary? I've never seen one.
Not many rumors to be had around here.
What should I do? May tomorrow be as uneventful as today.
juicy beasts.
What's to do?
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak?
We have reached our destination.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, Your Majesty, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get the Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
I am confident we shall see this matter to a successful conclusion.
'Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace.
Well met, sir.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty. Ah, yes. Regarding your pursuer from some days past. As we suspected, he was indeed an agent from Batal. When he learnt of your majesty's escape, he began inquiring after your movements. 'Tis a glad thing we captured him before matters escalated. As to how he learned your majesty's location with such ease, I intend to extract the answers from him anon. I shall be sure to inform you when I do. Pray, take this. 'Tis the least I can offer for your majesty's assistance.
So the aid...
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true arisen. Well, he is merely Desa's puppet then. 'Tis like, even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phases, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well, Your Majesty. Thank you.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phases fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
That's odd.
Shall we make for Burnworth Palace? Let us make for the palace, that she might investigate Minister Allard's chambers.
Oi, keep your distance.
I dare not enter the palace, but I would fain escort you to the castle entrance. Would you mind coming over here? We have arrived. If that is your destination,
You are the original. Follow me!
Days like this make me glad to be alive. I'm just grateful I get to meet.
'Tis best you move along. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel post.
Do you recall that package from Batal I delivered to Minister's chambers last week? Well,
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Or perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers.
Surely none more
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother.
Let them talk. I'm too old to care.
Well, well. We meet again. Is this stealthy business becoming a habit of yours?
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, it is you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, milady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, milady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. I don't appreciate having my motives questioned. I did as I saw fit. Need I say more? Something tells me this shan't be the last I see of you. Perhaps you'll be good enough to repay me when next we meet.
I cannot afford another dog. Can't complain, mind. It's well tiring being subvert all day long.
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign.
Greetings. Well, here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocations. If there is aught I may... Forgive me, but you see, as we currently... And we cannot simply purchase, so regrettably... Let me see. What else can I tell you of our guild? Methinks Roderick, he runs the local armory. And may fortune smile upon you, sir.
We shall have to scour, high and low.
This really is fine. Oi, friend! Fair warning. From the tell of it, their lair lies somewhere along the western road. Pray do be careful. Losing my wares for good would make me sore, but no sack of gold could... compare to a fellow life, eh?
I cannot wait to put this new equipment to use.
Let us use it well.
Oh, I possess no... Those of other races differ so in design from our own, you see. I cannot deny I am curious about them. That's all 'tis, mind. Curiosity. I have no desire to actually own one of these contraptions myself. And even if I did, it isn't as if I could purchase one. It would be unseemly for an elf to aspire to such a thing. No matter how they fascinate me, it isn't to be. You would simply give this to me? Oh, that is most generous. I would gladly accept it. You have my gratitude. Fascinating. 'Tis not dissimilar from an elven bow in make, and yet 'tis unlike one in near every respect. Such as this bowstring. Why do you stare? Perhaps you find it... I suppose I sought in... The timing could not... Forgive me. I should not... Every elf undergoes this trial when they reach... I have been training most diligently. Indeed, I fear I grew so vexed with myself, thanks to you. It might be just what I need to find my aim. Many thanks. But this is no place to... That's where I train. I do hope you'll join me.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilt between Vermund and his neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief Amok, I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, Should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phaser's fellow. But what precisely is their aim? Trevo Mine is but a stone's throw from here. Follow me, Master. I shall guide you to the location.
Shall we get some rest then? Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.